Hello, awesome people! I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking a look at the next short story in this new Lovecraft Circle book that I picked up when I was in college. It was published in 1996. I'll link it to you in the comments below. This short story is 28 pages long. I read it last night, a little over an hour, about an hour and a half. About an hour and 5 minutes, rather. And it was a little bit faster because you would normally expect my 28 pages a day to be read about 2 minutes a day in an oversized collection like this. But so it's just a little bit longer than you might expect from, 56 minutes to, 1 minute and 5. So, just about maybe 10 minutes longer than you would probably expect. So, but still, probably about a fast pace. This short story is called The Keeper of Dark Point. It was written by John Glasby. I'll link you to it again in the comments below for you folks. I picked this up when I was doing a deep dive into Cthulhu Mythos. I discovered H.P. Lovecraft, who created it in the pulp era in my junior year in college very early on from a Del Rey collection. I clicked to 3 of his horror things, and I did a deep dive into all of his things that he's published, read everything, and then I also started to find some of his collections by other people that were out there too, over the decades and so forth. So I did a deep dive into it and so forth, and picked up a lot of collections, did a lot of reading and so forth, and he became my favorite author very, very fast. After Michael Moorcock, who I started in sophomore year in high school and finished up through my sophomore year in college, after I discovered Lovecraft. So there we are. I definitely loved him. I definitely enjoyed his stuff. As a reminder, I do reviews of this stuff right around October for the Cthulhu Mythos, since it's in the horror genre. And I like to dedicate my Octobers to doing this. I read it last night, and pretty quickly. Again, Keeper of the Dark Point. So let's do my review of this short story. So one of the things I like about this short story is that it is in a Cthulhu Mythos collection, right? So it's definitely probably self-claimed Cthulhu Mythos, but none of the details line up with it. Like, he's not quoting the Necronomicon, he's not name-checking Cthulhu or Deep Ones or stuff like that from the various short stories that are out there, and I like that. But the background, the information that he's giving of the world is also in unison. So I'm sure that's one reason why I was chosen for this collection. That's in the Cthulhu Mythos, but not in the specific of a call-out, right? And I like that more. So I would say that its background, like what it tells in the stories and the worlds is consistent with the Cthulhu Mythos, but it's not necessarily in the Cthulhu Mythos in terms of something Cthulhu Mythos family. Well, if it doesn't name call something in the Cthulhu Mythos like Savagua or the Necronomicon or something like that, then it's not or a place like Arkham. Or Miskatonic University, an institution, then it's not in the Cthulhu Mythos, but it certainly has all the details. Like when it tells the background story of what's happening, it is too. The Cthulhu Mythos, for about 2 pages of it, not that long, which I think is good. I think it matches well. A lot of later generation issues that I have is that they often spend too much time telling you the background of the Cthulhu Mythos, which you know because you're a fan of the Cthulhu Mythos, or they just spend too much time telling you, and it doesn't suit this story. And in this one, it's just 2 pages long, which I actually like too. So I liked it. I like what the short story had going for it, and so forth. I think it used its length well. I didn't think there was too much talking or too much background stuff and so forth, so I liked it. And I like what it was doing. So I'm probably going to be giving this like a 7.5 out of 10. For you folks. So I liked it. As a reminder, keep my reviews spoiler free, so we're not doing a deep dive into it and so forth. But I like to give the first 2 or 3 pages to get your feet wet, which you would find out in just a couple seconds anyway, or from the back cover of any novel to get your feet wet, right? And so forth. So what's happening in Keepers of the Dark Point is that we have 2 main characters that are our point of view characters that we're introduced to. One, they met in college a long time ago. They both shared a love of antiquarians and ancient ruins and myth cycles that are dead and so forth. But they haven't seen each other in years since they left. One of them has gone on to a very, very powerful and famous career. He's writing letters, he's writing books, he's doing research. He can translate a lot of languages and stuff. He's a big literary guy in the antiquarian field. The other one shows up on his doorstep and without telling him or engaging him, and they haven't talked or corresponded, it's called, and says he needs his help. So he arrives, and then he tells what he needs from his friend a long time ago who have not really been commissioned. He needs him to interpret a famous work from his family. He tells him all about his families, still believing in the old gods and so forth, and not Christianity and so forth. So that'll be the big deep dive into what's happening for you folks. Into this, again, 26-page short story for you folks. So there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Again, it's a 7.5 for the Keeper of the Dark Point. So what'd you think about it? Have you read it? If so, what'd you think about it? Would you like to talk about it in the comments below? Did you agree to assume I said 7.5 out of 5? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, why not hit that subscribe button? There'll be a lot more of these to follow. As a reminder, the channel's name is The Worst Thing About New Books. It was a quote by a French philosopher named Jacques Schubert, who said that the worst thing about new books was that they kept us from reading the old ones. And so, this collection was published in 1996, decades ago, and this short story would have been published before that. It's definitely a passion of mine, and unpacking these sorts of things for you. So there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. I just want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it in watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.